Hello students and welcome to my channel Maths Hub. So in this video I'll tell you to trace another curve. So if you haven't watched my previous videos on the basics of curve tracing, do watch them. They will help you to sketch any curve, right? So let's talk about sketching the curve y is equal to x square upon 1 plus x square. So here again we will take care of the points S, O, A, P. So let's talk about symmetry. So when we talk about symmetry, so here you can easily see that the curve is having even degrees of x. So this curve is symmetrical about y-axis, right? So now let us take care of the second point, that is origin. So when you you can check this curve as y, you can cross multiply the terms. Y into 1 plus x square is equal to x square. So here, when you put x and y equal to 0, the curve will get satisfied. So the origin 0, 0, the curve will pass through it, right? So now let us try to calculate tangent at the origin, tangent at the point 0, 0. So if I want to rearrange this equation, I can write it as x square minus y minus x square y is equal to 0. So now how to calculate tangents? We can equate the lowest degree term of of the term containing x and y equal to 0. So that is y is equal to 0, right? This is the lowest degree term. So when we put y equal to 0, this is the tangent. Y equal to 0 means the x-axis is serving as a tangent, right? Now let us try to figure out the asymptotes of this curve. Now, how to calculate asymptotes? There are two types of asymptotes, rectangular and oblique asymptote. To calculate the rectangular asymptote, we put the coefficient of the highest power of x equal to 0. So when we equate the coefficient of the highest power of x equal to 0, we will get 1 minus y is equal to 0. So this implies y is equal to 1, right? So this is one of your asymptote. Now let us calculate the other vertical asymptote. So for that we have to equate the highest power of y equal to 0. So that will give us 1 minus x square is equal to 0. So from there we will get x is equal to plus minus 1, right? So this is our horizontal asymptote and this is our vertical asymptote, right? So vertical asymptote, no, this will be minus 1 minus x square, so sorry. So we will have the values x square is equal to minus 1, right? So x square is equal to minus 1, so this will not give rise to any of the vertical asymptote, right? Now let's talk about oblique asymptote. So for oblique asymptote, let's put y is equal to mx plus c. So we have x square minus mx minus c minus x square into mx plus c is equal to 0. So that will give rise to x square minus mx minus c minus m into x cube minus c into x square is equal to 0, right? So from here, when we equate the highest coefficient of x, that means we'll get minus m is equal to 0. And when we equate the second highest coefficient of x, so we will get 1 minus c is equal to 0. So that will give rise to c is equal to 1 and m is equal to 0. So the oblique asymptote will be y is equal to 1, right? So that is same as the horizontal asymptote that we are getting, y is equal to 1, right? So let's talk about the points of intersection now. So for the points of intersection, let us put x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. So when we put x as 0, the only point of intersection will be y equal to 0, right? So now let's talk about the derivative dy by dx. So let's calculate the derivative. We have 1 plus x square whole square. We start with 1 plus x square. Derivative of x square is 2x minus x square into derivative of 1 plus x square is 2x. So this will get cancelled and we will have 2x upon 1 plus x square whole square, right? So dy by dx, when we put it equal to 0, we will get 2x is equal to 0, which implies x is equal to 0. That means y-axis is acting as a tangent. So its the tangent is parallel to x-axis, right? Now, let's put dy by dx greater than 0. So we will have 2x upon 1 plus x square whole square greater than 0. So that will lead to x greater than 0. So that means in the function, in the interval x greater than 0, that means from 0 to infinity, the function will be an increasing function, right? Similarly, when we put the derivative less than 0, we will get 2x is less than 0. So that means in the interval minus infinity to 0, the function is a decreasing function, right? So from all the 4 points that we have covered, we got that the function is symmetrical about the y-axis. Then y is equal to 1 is the vertical horizontal asymptote. Then we have in the interval 0 to infinity, it is an increasing function. And in the interval minus infinity to 0, it is a decreasing function. So with the help of all these points, when we sketch this curve, what type of curve we will get is, let's try to figure out the asymptotes first. So y is equal to 1 is the asymptote. So that means the curve will not cross this line, right? And origin, the curve is passing through the origin. The curve is increasing. So it will be like this. And since it is symmetrical about the y-axis, so we can just replicate it over here as a mirror image. So this is how the curve will look like. Y is equal to x square upon 1 plus x square, right? So I hope you understood the curve sketching, and in the next video I will talk about curve sketching in polar coordinates. So thank you so much for listening to me, and do subscribe my channel to get the latest updated video. Believe in yourself and you will definitely succeed. Have a nice day.